Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. In previous class, we discussed about the amino acids, classification of amino acids. Today in this session, I will discuss about the properties of amino acids, what is meant by Zwitter ion, what is the optical activity of alpha amino acids, what is meant by D and L amino acids. Okay friends, today we will discuss about these properties. So in this one, first of all, what are the properties of amino acids? Okay, first I will discuss about the properties of amino acids. So I will write here properties of alpha amino acids. Okay, actually the alpha amino acids are crystalline solids. What is the nature of these compounds? Crystalline solids. Second point is colorless compounds. Colorless compounds. Third point is eye melting point and boiling point. Actually, these compounds are crystalline solids, no? So they contain eye melting points. Fourth one, the alpha amino acids are soluble in water. So these are the main four important properties of alpha amino acids. What are the properties? At room temperature, they are crystalline solids, they are colorless compounds, eye melting points and boiling points, they are soluble in water. Do you know these properties are similar to salts? All these properties are similar to salt. Do you know what are the properties of salts? These properties are similar. These properties are similar to salts. That means ionic compounds. This property is similar to salts. That means ionic compounds. Do you know why these alpha amino acids exhibit like salt-like properties? Why do these compounds exhibit salt-like properties? So mainly one reason is there. Do you know what is that reason? Because what is the reason? Because the alpha amino acids contains two functional group. One is the carboxylic acid, another one is a amine group. Do you know what is the nature of carboxylic acids? Acidic nature. What is the nature of the amine group? Basic nature. So both functional groups are present in only one compound. Okay, only one amino acids. So already we know whenever acids are combined to base, they form a salt. So because of that, the amino acids also exhibit the salt-like properties. Do you understand this point here? Why do the alpha amino acids exhibit salt-like properties? It is one of the important question also. So why these compounds exhibit salt-like properties? Because the amino acids contains both carboxylic acid and amine group. So that's why these compounds exhibit salt-like properties. Okay, amino acids in aqueous state. Already I given what is the structural representation of alpha amino acids. I will write here alpha amino acids. It contains one alpha carbon atom, one carboxylic acid group, one amine group, one hydrogen atom, remaining one is a R. Here R already I said there is a variable. You can write different types of groups. Based on that you will get a different alpha amino acids. So this carbon atom is called as a alpha carbon atom. Okay, here R is anyone, this is a variable. Okay, you can take either hydrogen, methyl, isopropyl, isobutyl. Like this, if you take means you will get a different alpha amino acids. In aqueous state means dissolving in water. Suppose this compound dissolving in water. So what is the compound you will get? Already I said this is a carboxylic acid group. This is a NH2 group. This is a acid. This is a base. According to Brown-State-Lowry theory, acids means proton donor. That means this carboxylic acid loses H plus ions. Okay. But bases are proton acceptor. That means your bases then it accept the protons. Do you understand this point here? Actually, according to Brown-State-Lowry theory, the acids are proton donors. That means it donates the H plus ions. Who will gain these protons? Bases. Here NH2 is a base now. That means the NH2 gain this H plus ions. So in aqueous state what will happen? The acid donate the protons, the base accept the protons. So because of that you will get a one dipolar ion. The dipolar ion is called as a Zwitter ion. So I will write here structure. See this one. This is a carbon atom. This is a R group. This is a hydrogen. This groups does not change. But here carboxylic acid is there, no? It becomes COO minus because it loses protons. The proton accept is a base. That is a NH2 is there, no? It gain one hydrogen means it becomes NH3. H plus, no? Here coming means here also charge will get positive charge will get. So this is a dipolar ion. This is called as a dipolar. What is a dipolar? It contains two oppositely charges, positive charge and negative charge. That's is called as a dipolar ion. One specific name is there. What is the name of this compound? Zwitter ion. What is the name of this compound? Zwitter ion. It is very, very important one. So do you know what is the nature of this Zwitter ion? Neutral. Okay, acid and base combining they form a one salt. Okay, that salt is a neutral state. So this compound is called as a Zwitter ion. The dipolar ion is called as a Zwitter ion. Again I am repeating this one. It is very, very important. In board also NEET examination. What is meant by Zwitter ion? Zwitter ion means in aqueous state. Everyone should remember amino acids when are dissolved in water. So here the carboxylic acid loses proton and amines accept this proton. Carboxylic acid loses protons now. That means H plus CO minus. So here CO minus I am writing. So H plus move towards the NH2 group. So because of what happened, it becomes NH3 plus ion. So remaining group as usual you have to write. So now it is a two ions, two charges are there. One is a positive charge, another is a negative charge. That's what is called as a dipolar ion. So this dipolar ion name is a Zwitter ion. What is the nature of this Zwitter ion? Neutral. But here one more important point also there about that Zwitter ion. Zwitter ion is a amphoteric in nature. What is the nature of this Zwitter ion? Amphoteric. I will write here amphoteric nature of Zwitter ion. I will write here, see, amphoteric nature of Zwitter ion. Do you know what is meant by amphoteric nature? What is meant by amphoteric in nature? Amphoteric means the substance which react with both acids and bases. That substance is called as a amphoteric in nature. Here also Zwitter ion. Here we are getting Zwitter ion. The Zwitter ion also it can react with both acid and also base. So because of that the Zwitter ion is called as a amphoteric in nature. So I will write the chemical reactions. So everyone should remember. So first of all I will write what is the reaction with acid and what is the reaction with base. So I will take middle of this paper. The Zwitter ion, here one carbon atom, here one R group, here hydrogen, this side is a COO minus ion, this side is a NH3 plus ion. So this is called as a Zwitter ion. This is called as a Zwitter ion. Suppose in the presence of acids, what is the reaction? It is a reversible reaction. Everyone should remember. In the presence of acidic medium, what is the product you will get? This side I will write in the presence of basic medium, what is the product you will get? Okay, because it reacts with both acid as well as a base. So because of that, you will get different compounds. The compounds are important in board examination, also NEET examinations. That's why I am writing these equations. So here if you see this one, this carbon contains carboxylate ion and NH3 plus ion. Now H plus ion, in the presence of acidic medium, which group is does not change? Everyone should remember, in amino acids, first of all you should take the amino acid. What the amino acids means? It contains carboxylic acid group and amine group. In the presence of acidic medium, this group does not change. In the presence of acidic medium, acid only, acid group in the presence of acid does not react. So bases only react. That means it becomes NH3 plus ion. Do you understand this point? In the presence of basic medium, which one will react? Only acids. Bases does not react. Bases in base does not react. So in case of basic medium, acids will react. In the presence of acidic medium, bases will react. Based on that only I will write these products. Okay, first I will take the Zwitter ion. This is the Zwitter ion. In the presence of acidic medium, already I said, in the presence of acidic medium, what will happen? This carboxylate ion is there, it becomes acid, the acid group. It does not change. Okay, but which one will change? So NH2 group. NH2 group becomes NH3 plus N. So I will write here this carbon. This is a R group. This is a carboxylic acid. H2 group only I have to write. Okay, this is H2 group. This is a hydrogen. This side is a NH3 plus N. Do you understand this point here? In the presence of acidic medium, the NH2 actually is a NH2 group. No, NH2 group becomes NH3 plus N. Remaining carboxylic acid as it is, you have to write. In acidic medium, what is the form you will get? Cationic form. Okay, everyone should remember, in acidic medium it is a cationic form. In basic medium, that means you should add OH minus ions. If adding OH minus ions means basic medium, that means NH2 group does not change. Which one will change? So COOH group. Actually COOH is there, no? Before Zwitter ionic form you have to take. Before Zwitter ionic form it is NH2 group and this is a COOH group. Now OH, that means base react with only acids. So because what will happen? The acid, that means acid becomes COO minus M. That means here we have to write one carbon atom, one R group, here one hydrogen. In basic medium, base does not change. That is a NH2 group. Only acid will loses proton. No, that means COO minus ion you will get. What is the form of this one? Anionic form. Okay. Do you understand this reaction, sir? That means the Zwitter ion acts as a amphoteric in nature. Amphoteric. Why it is called amphoteric nature? Because it reacts with both acid and base. So because of that, it is called as a amphoteric in nature. In acidic medium, what is the ion you will get? Cationic form will get. What is the ion you will get? Cationic form. In basic medium, we take OH minus ion. In basic medium means what is the form will get? Anionic form will get. But in Zwitter ionic state, in Zwitter ion, it contains both cation and also anion. So this is about the Zwitter ion. Do you understand Zwitter ion? Okay, amino acids when not dissolved in water, the carboxylic acid give protons to ammonia. That means NH2 group. Okay, NH2 means amines. It becomes NH3 plus ion. So it will get a negative and positive ion. So that is called as a dipolar ion. That is called as a Zwitter ion. Now Zwitter ion is a, what is the nature of Zwitter ion? Amphoteric nature. What is amphoteric nature? See, in these reactions, it can react with both acid and also base. In acidic medium, what the product will get? This is a cationic form. You will get a cationic form. If you see this one, in case of basic medium, OH minus state, what will get? What you will get? Negative charge. So it is a anionic form. So this is about the Zwitter ion. Now we will discuss about the optical activity of alpha amino acids. optical activity of alpha amino acids. Optical activity of alpha amino acids. For optical activity, one condition is there. What is that condition? The alpha carbon atom should contains different groups. Everyone should remember what is the condition. What is the condition? What is the condition for optical activity? What is the condition? The alpha carbon atom. Alpha carbon atom should contains different groups. Should contains different groups. Do you understand this point here? The alpha carbon atom should contains different groups. That alpha amino acids acts as a optical activity. Okay, that means that compounds exhibit the optical activity. Do you know what is optical activity? Optical activity means, suppose you are passing, optical activity means we are passing the one plane polarized light through this compound. The light will rotate. The plane polarized light rotate either clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. Suppose that compound not optically active means that light does not rotate. So this is about the optical activity. So one condition is there. What is the condition for optical activity? The alpha carbon atom should contains different groups. Suppose I will take one of the example. I will take like this. One carbon atom is there. Okay, this is called as alpha carbon atom. It is attached with one carboxylic acid group and one NH2 group. One group is a hydrogen, remaining group is a R. See, in this compound, the alpha carbon attached with one carboxylic acid group, one hydrogen group, one NH2 group. That means all three groups are different. This is the carboxylic acid, 1, the hydrogen, 2, NH2, 3. The three groups are different. Here R is there. Already I said R is variable. That means here R may be hydrogen, otherwise some other groups. Okay, hydrogen, here R equal to either hydrogen, CH3, isopropyl, isobutyl. You can take different types of groups. Okay, if you take the R equal to H means what will happen? If you take R equal to H means two groups are similar. That means that carbon atom is said, that carbon is called as a symmetrical carbon atom. Okay, but our condition, the alpha carbon atom should be contains different groups. That carbon atom is called as a asymmetric carbon atom. If carbon atom contains different groups means that is called as a asymmetric carbon atom. Okay, you should remember that is a asymmetric carbon atom. Asymmetric means all different groups. Okay, suppose I will take glycine. One example, I will give one example, based on that I will explain it. Suppose I will take glycine. I will take the glycine. Do you know glycine formula? It contains one carboxylic group, one hydrogen, one NH2 group. Here R means, here R is what? Hydrogen. If you take hydrogen, okay, that compound is called as a glycine. Okay, glycine means here R equal to H. If you take H means that is called as a glycine. Now if you see this one, this carbon is asymmetric or symmetric carbon atom? Symmetric carbon atom. This carbon is called as a symmetric. But our condition is asymmetric carbon atom. That means this compound does not exhibit the optical activity. It does not exhibit optical activity. Do you understand this point here? Already I said the alpha carbon atom should be contains different groups. But if you take glycine, the two hydrogen atoms are same. So because of what will happen, it does not exhibit the optical activity. But remaining all, everyone should remember one of the important note, very very important one, all amino acids, all alpha amino acids are optically active. What is that point? All alpha amino acids are optically active compounds. All alpha amino acids are optically active except only one compound. What is that compound? Glycine. Except, is remember, exception case is the important. Except what is that compound? Glycine. Do you understand now? Except glycine, remaining alpha amino acids are optically active, because remaining alpha carbon atoms contains remaining alpha amino acids contains asymmetric carbon atom. They will ask in examination why glycine is optically inactive, remaining alpha amino acids are active. What is the reason? Glycine contains symmetric carbon atom. That means two groups are same is there. But if you take the remaining alpha amino acids, all the groups are different. The alpha carbon atom is the alpha carbon attached groups are different. So because of that, all alpha amino acids are optically active except only one compound, that is a glycine. So this is about the optical activity. Okay. Our next topic is the D and L amino acids. D and L amino acids. D and L amino acids. Do you know what is meant by D and what is meant by L? Okay, these are called as a relative configurations. Suppose I will take examples. This is the one of the amino acid. Okay, I will take one more amino acid, is a carbon atom. I will write right hand side NH2 group, left hand side carboxylic acid, here R, this one is a hydrogen. See, in this compound, in this first compound, the NH2 group is present at left hand side. So this type of compounds are called as a L amino acids. Okay. But in this compound, the NH2 group is present at right hand side. So this is called as a D amino acid. Okay, do you understand this point? It is very easy to remember this D and L amino acids. L means the amine group present at left hand side. D means the NH2 group present at right hand side. But all alpha amino acids are L amino acids. All naturally occurring amino acids are L amino acid. That means the NH2 group always present at left hand side. So this is about the amino acids. Okay, in next class we will discuss about the what is the structure of that proteins. Okay friends, thank you.